Have you ever had to explain your ideas in a stressful meeting in English? Going into your meeting with a plan can make all the difference in sounding smart or in sounding unclear and confusing. So today, I'll help you come up with a plan that's perfect for you. Let's go. Hi, I'm your English coach, Christina, and welcome to Business English with Christina, where you become better at English and better at business. Now, I also want to take a minute to say that I made this video after hearing about one of my clients' horror stories from work. We'll call her Anna. Of course, that is not her real name, but you know what kind of story this is going to be because we've all got these kind of work horror stories where something happens, you feel embarrassed, you did something wrong, you forgot something. Hey, it happens to the best of us, but let's hear about this story. So, what happened to Anna? Well, one day in a meeting with a client, her boss turned to her and said, Anna, can you explain our company's solution for the client? And it didn't go so well. Anna got so nervous that she took way too long to get to her point, and she confused everyone in the room, including herself. And, I don't know if this has ever happened to you in English. I know it's happened to me in French. Someone asks you a question, probably in a professional context, and you start explaining, but you're thinking as you're trying to explain, and then suddenly you're listening to yourself speak and you realize, I don't even remember what the original question was, and I don't know where I'm going with this explanation. It happens, but it doesn't have to. Okay, so I will tell you about an answer with the solution that I've come up with because I've been thinking about what will help us with the problem. So I have a solution, and it's that we contact the client to discuss their needs more in detail. This is gonna hurt. After the meeting, Anna's boss took her aside and said to her, Anna, you take way too long to answer questions. Just get to the point next time. Ooh, ouch. Now, just to be clear, not every boss will come out and say something so directly to you. I mean, yes, that was embarrassing for Anna, but it's also probably very awkward for the boss. But here's something that you have to know. People won't tell you that you're not effective in meetings, but they're thinking it. All right, now let's make sure that you're ready for your next meeting in English. And these tips all were inspired by an article from the Harvard Business Review, very trusted, reputable source for improving your business skills. And I've just adapted them for people who are working on their business skills, but also working on their English skills like you. The most important thing that you can remember is that it's okay to slow down. Take a deep breath, and then take the time to pronounce your words. And this is especially important for you and for me when we are trying to explain something in a foreign language, and it might take a little extra time to formulate your thoughts. You don't have to speak fast. Native speakers, they speak fast, and that makes them difficult to understand. Why would you want to do that? Tell the people in your meeting what ideas you're going to share. For example, if your client asks, why your product is different from your competitor's product, you can say, well, there are two main differences. First, we offer 24-hour tech support based here in the US. And second, we only work with companies in the automotive industry. So basically, we're experts in what we do. Or to explain why you're suggesting a specific solution for your client, you could say, there are 3 reasons why you should consider letting us help you with your cybersecurity. And then just go on to list your ideas. Are you taking notes in this video? Well, let me make that a lot easier for you so that you can focus on showing your business expertise in your meetings. You can go over to my website and get a free worksheet that goes with this video so that you can remember the expressions faster, you can test your knowledge, and like I said, just focus on becoming more confident in your meetings in English so that you don't have any work horror stories to tell in the future. One thing that you might do in a meeting in English, it's thinking out loud. Like when somebody asks you a question, but you haven't really had the time to think about it because they just asked you the question, and you're trying to find the solution as you speak. And that's totally normal. Everybody does that. Something you can say when you're thinking out loud in a meeting is, well, let me just think out loud here for a minute, and feel free to come in with any ideas that you have. What if we talked to the client and we decided more about what they're really looking for? And then you can share your idea or your ideas and see if anyone else in the room has something to add. It's basically like a group brainstorming. And, as we say in English, 2 heads are better than 1. Unless it's on the same body, and then that's just a little weird. Now, remember that article from Harvard Business Review that I mentioned? Well, here's some exact advice that they gave in that article. Learn some typical sentences that you can use in tricky situations in meetings. So yes, even native speakers or very advanced speakers sometimes just need to have that set phrase so that they know exactly what to say in a difficult situation. Now, if you don't have the answer to the question, you can say something like this. I don't have that information right now, but I can find out and get it to you before 3 p.m. today. Saying that you're willing to find the solution and by a specific time makes you sound like a professional who is like on top of their game. But then you have to actually do it by that time that you said. So, what are some phrases that you can use to respond to surprises in meetings? Well, if you're not sure that you've completely understood, which is totally fine, you can say this. Could you tell us a bit more about what you're saying? Now, if you've been listening to your client for a while and you still disagree with them, here's how you can say that politely. I think I understand your point, but I see it a little bit differently. May I explain? So that's just a polite way to show that yes, you're listening, but you have other ideas. So there you have it, some concrete, simple steps that you can have to be a better professional, feel more comfortable in English in your meetings, and avoid those work horror stories like Anna's. And remember, if you don't use it, you lose it. And here's some ways that you can use what you learned in this video today. Do you have a work horror story? In the comments, please share it. Oh, please share it, because I love reading these stories, not because I love that you had horror stories, but because we see that it's totally normal, that we all experience these, awful moments. It's just part of life, but we can look at your stories. We can see, you'll see you're not alone. Other people will see you're not alone. You might give me an idea for a future video that I can help you with. And of course, it's the perfect opportunity to practice your English and share with our community. Now, if this lesson was helpful for you, I would love for you to tell me. And there are 3 ways that you can do that. On YouTube, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that we can continue learning together every week. You can also go over to ChristinaRobofe.com/worksheets and get the worksheet that goes with this lesson so you can really practice and learn everything in this video today. And you can go ahead and watch this next lesson, which is going to give you some exact phrases that you can use in your meetings in English. All right, thank you so much for learning with me, and I'll see you next time.